So you can see how, like, even this quarantine enclosure, you know, where he'll stay while we do all the medical stuff, we have a shift. This is called a shift, where you can lock them up, and then it's safe to go in and clean the other side and put the food in, and then let them back in there to eat. So where's our little bar at? This bear is Liberty, but the Fish and Game officer's kids actually named Liberty because she came to us on 4th of July. So Liberty because she lost her independence on the 4th of July. It's cute. Well, the best thing for Liberty is if we were able to raise the funds to build a permanent habitat so she could live out her life here. But second case is we're finding her home at another sanctuary, another reputable sanctuary.
And what would that take? I mean, would you say, are you looking to raise money, or?
It takes a couple $100,000 to build a proper bear habitat, and then that not only could house this bear, but some more bears in the future. So that way we could rescue, you know, 4 or 5 more. Yeah.
Good, great, cool. And where is she right now? Like
this is what we call our quarantine enclosure. This is where all the new animals would come, and it gives us a time to get samples and get blood work and just make sure that she's a healthy bear.
How long would you normally leave an animal in quarantine?
30 days usually, sometimes a little bit more.
How is she, like, compared to, I mean, is she, you know, active?
She's very active. She's very playful. She's very food motivated, like most bears, and she actually adjusted here really well. She loves the water. She gets to put her body in the water, and she loves her hammock. She likes to hang out upside down and sleep in her hammock, and she likes visitors. She likes when people come down and visit, and she's doing really well. She's doing really well.
Yeah. No, I didn't get on camera while you were saying how how the animals, the bears, eat the food in the campgrounds, become a menace and stuff. Maybe you could tell me a little bit again how she ended up here.
Okay. What happens is the campers feed the bears, you know, because it's fun to feed the animals. So what happens when you feed a bear is then that becomes the bear's food source. So the bear keeps coming down, you know, for food, and then as they mature, they get aggressive. So the Fish and Game is forced to catch up the bears, and most times they try to get the bear back out away from the campgrounds, but it doesn't work. So once they catch up the bear, they're usually forced to put the bear down. So Liberty's lucky because she got to come here, and a couple other bears will be lucky this year. They get to go to some sanctuaries, but we definitely need more bear habitats, so we're not forced to put them down. You know, long-term goal, a bear rehab station, where we can actually take the yearlings and rehabilitate them, and the next year put them back out in the wild. That's the ultimate goal.
Is it possible to rehabilitate them or teach them? You know, I mean, it seems like it would be difficult.
Sometimes you can rehab the bear and put it back. Like in Liberty's case, she's way too adapted to humans. She comes right down to humans to get a piece of food. So she could never be put back in the wild. But a lot of times the Fish and Game can catch up the bears sooner, and then they can spend the next year being rehabilitated and then be put back out in the wild.
Good, great.
This is hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 24/7.
How long have you been doing that?
Working with the big cat since '92, and we started Lions, Tigers, and Bears 7 years ago with nothing. We built a 24 by 24, and we were bringing food in a cooler, and we had an old gravity-fed water tank.
Wow.
That's what we had. So now we have 50 animals, 17 different species. Yeah. And a nice facility.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Lots of dedicated volunteers. Yeah. Lots of members.
Have you always, like, you know, loved animals?
Oh yeah. Yeah, my poor mother. Everything followed us home. That's funny.
You live here? Oh, this is your...
Oh yeah. This is pretty much a 24/7. It's real hard to leave here, and you know, you've got to be really dedicated. Yeah, no doubt. We keep all the food for the big cats in here and a little bit more. We pretty much pre-portion the food, like this is today's meals, and this is what we're going to be feeding. Pretty much.
What kind of?
Well, they're carnivores, so they eat all raw meat. So usually what we do is we have one fast day a week for the big cats anyway, and we have what we call at least one carcass day where they get a whole carcass. Yeah. And then the muscle meat, when we feed muscle meat like this, it's always supplemented.
I see.
Yeah,
Vitamins.
yep.
Cool.
So this is Bakari right here, and Jillian on the rock, and Suri up on the bigger rock. And when I mean take them out, we're gonna put them up that alleyway, and then we separate everybody to eat. So that way we know exactly who eats what, how much they eat, and there's no fighting. So we put them in the lockdowns to eat. Then that gives us an opportunity to go in here and clean, and then put them back in, or rotate so somebody else can go back in. So every day there's somebody different in here. They share it. Yeah. Then they don't stay in the same habitat all the time, and they get new smell. It's a change. It's better than having to be in the same enclosure for life. Sure. Yeah, much better. So these are the 3 lions.
Let me see if I can get a shot. This is, oh wow, there's 2 of them right there.
And we can go inside this second fence if you want to. So this is kind of like the ideal what we'd want to build for the bear, of course with a top because they climb. And it would be a different welded wire, a little bit different for bears than cats, because the lions and the tigers, they can't climb and lift their body weight, where the bear could climb right up this. So just a little, it would have to be a little bit different. But the same idea as far as climbing and water, and you know, water features, so the water circulates and you don't get mosquitoes and it stays oxygenated, and shade and sun and different levels to be on top and underneath. And then of course for the bear we want a den so he can dig down and get down under his den. It's a true sanctuary. It will never breed, buy, sell, or trade animals. We're strictly a rescue. Just rescue and provide lifetime homes.
And so you've had the females spayed?
Mm-hmm. The females are spayed.
What's this guy's name?
Bakari.
That's Bakari.
Bakari.
The guy's Bakari. And who's this on the rock over here?
This is Jillian.
Jillian.
And this is Suri.